Hey there, welcome to the Foodie Finesse, the channel where we learn how to make pescatarian, plant-based, and vegan-friendly recipes with all the flair. And today, we're literally making the best vegan biscuit you will ever eat. Yes, that is right. We are making copycat Red Lobster cheddar bay biscuits. And y'all, like I said before, the best part about it is they're vegan. And look at them, y'all. They are literally glistening. You can see the cheese is all melty and stretchy. The biscuit is soft and flavorful. And if y'all are ready to learn this recipe and get it all the way started, let's go. So let's get started. Now in this bowl, I have my all-purpose flour, and don't worry guys, I have all of the instructions and ingredients listed in the description box below, so don't worry about that. But to this bowl of all-purpose flour, I'm going to be adding a mix of baking powder, salt, and sugar. And once I add that to the bowl, I'm going to be moving on to a very important step, and that is our seasoning blend. Now this is just a simple blend of garlic powder and Old Bay, and although it's simple, we all know it's the simple things that matter, because this is going to give us that authentic Red Lobster garlicky flavor that we're used to, so do not skip this step. So what you see me doing here is whisking together those dry ingredients to ensure that we get a consistent flavor throughout the entire batter, because you don't want inconsistencies as you're biting your biscuits or eating your biscuits, right? So this step is important. And next up, once you get all of those dry ingredients blended together, we're going to add our butter. And this butter is cold and chopped. And yes, of course, it's vegan. I'm actually using the Country Crock plant butter, and this is the olive oil flavor. Now you can use whichever vegan butter that you're most comfortable with, but I chose this one because it happens to be one of my favorites. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just using a fork to blend together the butter and the dry ingredients to get them all blended well. Now you can choose to use your hands for this step if you want to, but I decided to use a fork because, you know, it's a little cleaner, right? So once you get it all blended together, it will resemble a sand-like texture like what you see here on the screen. And once it's all blended, we're going to move on to the next step, and that is adding our cheddar shreds. Now, these cheddar shreds that you see me about to show on the screen are extremely important, because these are the cheddar shreds that I have been able to find that taste close to that dairy-like flavor that we're used to. So if you can find these, I highly recommend you using this particular brand. And this is the Violife Just Like Cheddar Shreds, and I'm normally able to find them at my local Whole Foods. So if you have a Whole Foods near you, I recommend trying that grocer to actually purchase this particular brand, because it will give you that good flavor that we're used to. So next up, we're going to be adding in our vegan buttermilk. Now this is a mix of apple cider vinegar and the Ripple brand original unsweetened milk. And what I did is I just added a little apple cider vinegar to that milk mixture to give it that buttermilk consistency that we're used to. So once you get all of those ingredients, so your buttermilk and your cheese added to the bowl of dry ingredients, you're going to grab a spatula, a rubber one preferably, and you're going to gently, and I do mean gently, fold those ingredients together, because you don't want to overmix your batter, because if you overmix your batter too aggressively, you're going to end up with tough biscuits. And let's be honest, y'all, nobody wants tough biscuits. So it's important that you gently mix the batter until it looks something like what you see here on the screen, and there are no more dry ingredients left in the bowl, and it's that nice thick biscuit consistency that we're used to. So once you get your batter all blended well, we're going to move on to the next step, and that is our cookie sheet, while we have our oven preheated at 450 degrees. Now I decided to use a ice cream scooper to actually scoop up equal amounts of the biscuit dough in order to get the right sizes, so those are consistent as they're baking as well. And I also decided to shape mine up, just to make them a little neater. Now, this is a step that you can skip if you choose to, because we all know that usually when we get the biscuits from Red Lobster, they don't typically have like that neat shape like what I'm creating here. So if you decide to just kind of scoop yours up out of out of the bowl and just kind of plop them on the pan, you can do that too. Now, personally, I did not oil my pan because my pans are a little newer. So if you choose to oil yours, you can, or lay down some parchment paper, you can as well. But they will look a little something like this once you get them all on the pan. And then you will add them to your oven that's been preheated at 450 degrees for about 12 to 14 minutes. And while they're in the oven, do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe while you have time. So once you take them out, they will look a little something like this. They will be nice and pillow soft and crispy on the outside. And now for the favorite step of all, and that is more butter, of course. What you just saw on the screen was actually a mixture of melted butter, a parsley, salt, and garlic powder. And what I'm going to do is the grand finale of actually brushing that melted butter mixture over this nice pillow soft, warm biscuit, y'all. This is why those Red Lobster biscuits continue to be a fan favorite, and this is a must do if you are going to make this recipe because it makes it so delicious, y'all. Like, I mean, these are literally, like I said before, the best vegan biscuit you will ever eat, because when you pick them up, as you can see, it has that nice glisten from that melted butter you just brushed over the top, and when you crack it open, or break it open, excuse me, you can see that nice pillow soft texture. The biscuit is flavorful. That BioLife cheese is melty and stretchy just like dairy, and it is absolutely phenomenal. You have to make this recipe and let me know how it goes. Later. Thanks for watching.